looking back on your career, like to get to the point you have now, is there anything you would have done differently at the beginning, or do you think that everything you've done has sort of got you to the point you are now?
That's a good question. I think it's hard because everything I have done has led me to this position, and the mistakes
Mm.
we've made along the way has built me to where we are now. But in saying that, knowing that stuff before we made the mistakes would have also been like really handy. Like
Mm.
going back to what we spoke about earlier, the business side of things. If I knew more about IRD and everything in sales going into it, my life would have been a whole lot easier that first year. Um,
Mm.
the other thing, like in terms of just coaching, is like setting boundaries on how reachable I am. Um, I don't know, like I've never really worked a normal job other than like summer holidays, so like couldn't really contest to what that's like. But clocking in and clocking out, and that's it. And you're not, you're not working late in the night. You're not might not be replying to emails at 9, 10 p.m. or you're not reachable on a Saturday night or a Sunday morning. Like in this job, your clients will message you all the time if they've got a question. Your people will fill out your forms or like inquire 24/7, and you've kind of got to respond fast. If someone messages me on a Friday and I don't respond to them on a Monday, why would they want to stick around if that's what they
Mm.
need? So, like, that becomes really hard, and it feels like you never really escape your job, especially the hours you work as a PT. Like my hours, I'm based on other people's schedules before work, on their lunchtime sessions, when they finish work. I don't like as much as you might feel like you can control your schedule, it is pretty controlled by your clients. So when that whole aspect, you're up early in the morning coaching, you're there late night coaching, and then they're wanting to message you about more questions they've got or ask you to help with some other stuff on a Friday night at 9 p.m. or a Saturday, and you're just like, does it ever stop? That is mentally draining. And it took me like a while to sort of just be like, right, I don't have to reply to every single message immediately and be available 24/7. And I still most of the time am. I still need to get better at. But I'm definitely a lot better than what I was earlier on in those first few years. But yeah, I reckon that would be what I would
Awesome.
go try and tell myself.
You were talking about before how you hate having a sales pitch put on you. How do you put a sales pitch on someone else that wants your services but is unsure?
Um, so the way I deal with my stuff is if someone fills out a form, they want it, then I'll offer them a free intro session. They'll come in. We'll do a screening, how they move, maybe like a baby testing day, and then we'll just sit down and talk about goals. And then that's sort of my time where if you're going to figure out if they want to do it or not, and if they don't want to do it, half the time you've just got to respect that. Like I don't want to be pushing something on someone that they don't want to do. But if other than that, you give them all the options you've got. You say, I provide this, this, this. This is your three, four options that we can do. Here's my thoughts on it. What are your thoughts on it? Exactly when they start speaking, you'll know what their thoughts are. If they're hesitant in their face, when you're face to face, it's easy to read body language. Um, and it's just about if they want the one session a week, if they want the three session a week, I just go with that. I'd rather have someone be happy for long term than be not too keen to do two, but you've kind of forced me to do two, and then in 6 weeks
Yeah.
just putting me off.
Yeah, I
Like
suppose that leads into the bigger picture as well. Like you were talking about word of mouth being a really big thing for you. If you've got people who are like, this guy's just
yeah,
pressured me into this, and now I'm doing it, then you're getting negative word of mouth out there, right? Rather
yeah,
than that positive, which is what you want.
yeah, and like there are ways to do it. Like I do like a certain price for one, and then it's a little bit cheaper for two, and a little bit cheaper than that for three. So each session gets cheaper because the more sessions someone does with you, the more likely they're to get results, and then the more likely they're to talk about your work to other people. So that's like a way that I view that. Um, and then when they hear that, it kind of makes sense. They're like, oh, well, if I can get three sessions and it's 40% off what it would normally be if I was paying them all individually, I may as well do that. And that's like, I guess a tactic. I don't know if I've ever um, I wouldn't coin it as mine, but that's something that I use to try and entice people to go for the more sessions per week because it's just going to lead to more results. Yeah.